Marsack, you admit to sleeping with 2 men at the time you conceived your 11-month-old son, Caden.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you state you're here today for the sake of your baby's future and desperately need to identify his biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. O'Malley, Ms. Marsack says she feels strongly that you are Caden's biological father, but you claim she was unfaithful during your time together, so you have every reason to doubt paternity.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mestepey, you were a one-night stand, admittedly, but you claim you have created a loving bond with Caden, and you would be devastated if he's not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Marsack, please tell us, how did you get yourself in this situation?
Well, Your Honor, at the time of conception, I was involved in multiple men and met James around 2009. We were working together and we had a fling there for a while. He was with somebody while I was married, and we were both intimate with each other at that time. Then he is actually the reason me and my ex-husband are divorced.
So at some point, you were sleeping with Mr. Mestepey as well?
Right after me and Mr. O'Malley were together, I had met Mr. Mestepey at a party, and we were drinking, and one thing led to another, and we ended up intimate, and I honestly can't remember much of what happened.
But do you remember whether or not you used protection?
No.
You did not, or you don't remember?
I don't remember.
All right. Mr. O'Malley, do you remember the relationship with Ms. Marsack?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. We had met in 2009. We had an affair for a couple months. A few years later, we ended up talking again over Facebook. She ended up coming to Chicago to come stay with me. It didn't work out, so I had sent her back to where she's from. 3 weeks later, she Facebooks me telling me that she's pregnant. So I asked for proof because she had lied to me numerous times before, and her word isn't really trustworthy, at least for me. So about a week later, she sends me a letter. It looked homemade, Your Honor. I really wish I still had the picture of it. So I presumed it wasn't true.
Because you asked her for some type of proof from the doctor.
Yes, Your Honor, I asked for some proof.
And she gave you a letter. All right, so Mr. Mestepey, when did you find out she was pregnant?
I was living in California at the time, and one day I get this message on Facebook saying that I'm pregnant and you could possibly be the father.
And what were you thinking?
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what to think.
So do you remember this encounter, or you don't remember it either?
I remember it.
Do you remember if you used protection?
No, I did not use protection.
Okay, so it is a real possibility that you could be this child's father.
Yes. I was constantly thinking it could be someone else's, but I wasn't too for sure because I didn't know her that well. It was just a one-night stand. It only takes one time, but...
That's right, that's right. Ms. Marsack, so through the pregnancy, what's happening? Who's with you? Who's participating? Is someone going to doctor's appointments with you? What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, when I found out I was pregnant, I was honestly confused about it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through with the pregnancy, being since I did not know who was the father, and being since I do have 2 children already, I wasn't sure that I wanted to do it alone. I had nobody, and being a single mother, it's very hard. So I stood up and made the decision, you know, to go ahead and do it. I made the mistake of doing what I did, and I have to raise that beautiful child. Being since I have no idea who could be his dad, I just said, you know, I'll do it alone. I made the decision, and I did not contact neither one of them. I was completely alone.
So since Caden's birth, who's been a father to him? Who's been there for you and for Caden?
Mr. Mestepey.
So Mr. Mestepey, you were admittedly a one-night stand, and yet you stepped up and you've been a father to this beautiful baby?
Yes. It wasn't that I could possibly be the father. It was that I could be the father.
I get that. And because there was a possibility that you could, you did what you should do.
Yes, Your
And you
Honor.
were there. I get that, and that's commendable. How were you involved with the baby? How did you bond? Tell me a little bit about that.
Anything he needed, I bought for him. I spent time with him. I changed him. I gave him baths. I was there when he first started rolling over, when he first started trying to sit up. I was there. I was the first person he actually reached for.
Oh, that's beautiful. And so you're hoping today that he is your child.
Yes, Your Honor. I would love that more than anything.
So, Mr. O'Malley, how have you been in Caden's life?
Your Honor, I haven't been as much as I should have, but I didn't know. I understand Mr. Mestepey has been more of a father to Caden than I have, and I accept that. I was working out of state, so I didn't want to come back to Illinois to raise a child that I didn't know that was mine or not.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Ms. Marsack, when you look at your son, who do you really think the father is?
Mr. O'Malley.
I don't see it, Your Honor. I really don't. The little guy has blue eyes. I have brown eyes. Light hair. I have dark hair. I honestly don't think he's mine.
You have the same nose and the same eyes.
And on top of it, she gave the baby her ex-husband's last name.
It is not my ex-husband's last name, Your Honor. It is my last name along with my other two children. I refuse to have my child have a different last name than me and my other children.
When you say you believe in your heart and your gut that Mr. O'Malley is the child's father, are there any other reasons? Is it just looks?
No, Your Honor. There is one big reason. My son does look just like his other baby. Mind you, my son is a week older than his other baby.
Oh, 1 week older.
1 week older
So
than his
there
other
were
baby.
two of you pregnant at the same time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you see a resemblance with your other child, Mr.
No,
O'Malley?
Your Honor. I do
None?
not. No. Maybe.
Do you not see it or do you not want to see it?
I don't see it. She allowed Mr. Mestepey to believe that he was the father.
So, Mr. Mestepey, did you believe you were the father or just thought you were a possibility?
I just thought I was a possibility.
Okay, so he thought he was a possibility.
I was under the impression that he had thought that he was the actual father.
No, what he's testified to in court is he said, since I'm a possibility, I'm going to step up to the plate and do for this child all that I can because it may be my child. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Marsack, so you stated in your court papers that you ended up moving in with Mr. O'Malley
Yes.
and Caden. What happened?
Me and Mr. Mestepey, we separated. Things weren't working out between us. I had left my apartment, and there was no way I could get a different apartment at that time. So Mr. O'Malley offered to have me and Caden come and stay with him.
Okay. Well, that was a nice gesture. How did it go?
Well, Your Honor, it was okay. It lasted maybe
All of 2 months.
whole 2 months, and only a month of it we were actually together. I had decided to leave and move back to Illinois to be closer to my other two children. My son loves his brothers, and they love him, and I honestly felt like it was wrong of me to take him away from his brothers.
So you left Mr. O'Malley's home and moved back to Illinois
Yes, Your
to
Honor.
be with your other children. But during that time that you're staying in his home, your gut says it's his father.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how are you treating the baby when he's in
Like
your
he
home?
was my own. Like, Your Honor, I treated him and her with the utmost respect. Food, diapers, anything that I could provide for him, I was
And
there.
let me stop you. How many packages of diapers have you bought?
You were only there for 2 months, and we bought 2 months' supplies, so 2 boxes.
You bought 2 boxes of diapers.
You were only there for
compared-
2 months.
It doesn't matter.
You were only there for 2 months. What'd you want me to do?
You want to sit there and say and raise him as your own, then when I leave, you don't decide to send money to
And
him?
when you left, you cheated on me when you went right back to Illinois.
You got quiet, Ms. Marsack.
Because, yes, Your Honor, I did.
And so, where was Mr. Mestepey at this point?
He had moved back to California to be with his son's mother.
This is like musical chairs, Jerome. Okay, are you with either of these two now?
No, Your Honor.
All right. What are your hopes for today, Ms. Marsack?
I am just hoping to find out who my son's father is. He deserves to know, and it's honestly hurting me. I want a better future for him. He deserves that.
How about you, Mr. O'Malley? What are your hopes?
I just want the truth to come out. She's lied so much to me, you know, and I just want the truth. If he is mine, I'm willing to step up to the plate and be a father to my son, easily. But Your Honor, if he's not, I never want to talk to this woman again. I don't want to be in contact with her. I just want leave it in the past.
You know, I want the truth too for baby Caden, but I want to make sure as well that he's cared for and he's important to the people that are supposed to love him. And now he potentially could be your biological child.
Yes, Your Honor.
And one of my court clerks told me today you didn't even know how to spell his name.
No, unfortunately, I didn't, Your Honor. I did not want to get attached to a child, potentially, if he was not mine.
But he was with you for 2 months, and you said you treated him like he was your own child,
Your
and
Honor.
you didn't know how to spell his name?
No, unfortunately, I didn't, Your Honor.
And I know that breaks your heart, Miss Marsack.
Yes, Your Honor. He sits there and says that, you know, he treated him like his own son while we were together.
And I did.
Not once did he change a diaper.
She's lying.
Not once did he want to go and take a walk with us.
But it feels like you had your gut feeling that he was the father. You moved in with him to see what you could make of this.
She moved
and
in
then
with me 'cause she
within
had
2
no other
months,
place to go,
you
Your Honor.
felt like he wasn't valuing you or the baby.
That's right.
So you decided, well, why stay here and do this when I could at least let my son be around his other siblings, so I'll just go back home to Illinois. That's how you were feeling. Now, whether that's true or what your intention were, I'm trying to read what it is, because it just seems like you just moving and shaking. You got this one over here, then he goes back with this girl, then you go back with him. Now you back over here in Illinois. You know, you're in a hurry going nowhere fast.
She wants me to be the...
So what are you saying, sir?
She keeps lying, Your Honor. She really does. She, like, all the entire time she was in Michigan, I would catch her up in lies. I cannot trust anything that she says. She wants me to be the father because she still loves me.
Do you love him?
Yes, I do. I do have feelings for him.
And then all along, Mr. Mestepey, she loves him, but you want to be the father.
Yes, Your Honor. No matter what happens, I love that boy. I still love Miss Marsack too.
You love her.
Yes.
Do you love Mr. Mestepey too?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
So, Mr. Mestepey, you've heard what Miss Marsack just said.
Yes.
She's not in love with you. You want a relationship with her anyway?
I did, but not after recently.
All right, so Mr. O'Malley, do you want a relationship with Miss Marsack?
I'm willing to work it out depending on the test results. I would like to work it out. I would like to be with Miss Marsack if he is mine. Yes, I would.
But there is a contingency.
I mean, if he's not mine, that just shows that she lied to me more, and that if I cannot be in a relationship with somebody if I can't trust them. If they keep on continuously lie to me, I mean.
Whenever he starts talking about that you're lying to him, your eyes go downcast instantly, as
Because
if
she knows
there's
it's
truth
true.
in what he's saying.
Because there is truth in it.
That's what I thought. So now we know why you're running. Because you're running from the truth because you're lying.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. But I'll tell you what, there's one thing that doesn't lie, and that is DNA.
Yes, Your Honor.
Jerome, let's have the results, please. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Marsack v. O'Malley, Mestepey, pertaining to whether Mr. O'Malley or Mr. Mestepey is the father of 11-month-old Caden Marsack. It has been determined by this court that the biological father is. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Marsack v. O'Malley, Mestepey, pertaining to whether Mr. O'Malley or Mr. Mestepey is the father of 11-month-old Caden Marsack. It has been determined by this court that the biological father is Mr. O'Malley.
Big relief, Your Honor. Big relief. Finally got the
I can
truth.
feel that across the room.
What do you want to do? Would you like to work it out?
You need to step up.
I will.
You need to show you are going to step up.
I will.
Be a father to that little boy. It's not fair to him to be in and out of his
As
life.
soon as I get back to Illinois or Cleveland, I'm going to pack my stuff and move back to Illinois. I just need you to stop lying to me, and we need to start over fresh.
You two need to be honest. You need to learn to communicate. You need to learn how to parent together. The love is there. For Mr. Mestepey, I'm sorry this didn't turn out the way you planned. I wish you the best in your life. Now, Mr. O'Malley?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is not the first time you've been in this courtroom.
No, Your Honor.
And I don't want to blow you up, but I've seen you before, and I want you to know I don't want to see you again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All
You
right?
are.
Take care, everyone. Take care of that beautiful baby boy. Court is adjourned. Ms. Hummel, you claim you were caught in a love triangle with the defendant and his current girlfriend, which has left him denying he fathered your 8-month-old daughter, Lola. You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that he is her biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pack, you and your current girlfriend, Ms. Fuentes, are 100% certain you are not Lola's biological father. And when the results prove it, you want Ms. Hummel out of your life for good. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yep. Okay, if anyone needs a DNA test, he needs to get one for the other child.
What other child?
My child.
She just had a child 2 months ago.
You saying if he needs a DNA test, it's for that child?
Yes.
What's going on with that?
She has been known to sleep around while in relationships.
Well, Ms. Fuentes, we hate to bring up the past, but since it's on record,
Yes.
you've appeared in this court.
I have.
Before.
Yep.
You've been in this courtroom, and in this particular hearing, you pretty much admitted to the fact that you had had sex with several members of the same family.
Yes. Yes.
And there were 2 men in court at that time, and the man who believed he was your child's father was determined not to be.
Correct. Yes.
So, is there a reason for Mr. Pack to deny?
In my opinion, no. I mean, no, there isn't. There was an incident where me and him had gotten in an argument, and basically I kicked him out. I kicked him out for 3 days, and during that 3 days, I slept with my ex.
So you slept with your ex during that time?
Correct.
Admittedly. How soon after that did you find out you were pregnant?
To be honest with you, I don't remember dates all correctly, but it was probably about 6-7 weeks when I found out I was pregnant.
And so when you slept with your ex, did you use protection?
No, I did not.
Was that within the window of time your child was conceived?
It was. It was.
And this is baby Anthony.
Anthony, yes.
And so you admittedly say that during the window of time that baby Anthony was conceived, you had gotten to an argument with Mr. Pack and you slept with your ex.
Yes, I did.
Mr. Pack, did you know this?
Yes, Your Honor, I did after it happened. We ended up getting back together, and she ended up telling me that when we was broken up, she went to her ex's house and slept with him. So it brings me a big concern on whether he is mine or not.
The baby's yours. This baby is his. I know it.
Well, I mean, after you described what happened, Ms. Fuentes, there's no way we can say that. I mean, the truth is, if you slept with the other man unprotected during the window of conception, as well as Mr. Pack, then they could be.
The way I feel about it is if you've seen my other 2 kids, they look identical. the one with the man that I slept with, my ex. This baby looks nothing like them. He looks like him. I know that baby is his, so.
Okay, I wish we could go on looks, but we
I know.
can't in this courtroom. And the truth is, regardless of what you think and what you believe, and you can bet your bottom dollar if you want to, it still doesn't mean anything, because the truth is, Mr. Pack just stated in court that he is concerned.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what I want to do is, I want to finish this case regarding Ms. Hummel's child, and then I'm going to send you all off for DNA testing as it relates to baby Anthony, because I'm a firm believer to get the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And there is no sense in getting one paternity issue resolved for Mr. Pack to just walk out here and still have a question about this brand new baby.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Hummel, what was the nature of this relationship? What was this love triangle I read about?
We started dating in 2015. We've been on and off since then, and we broke up when I was about 12 weeks pregnant because he wouldn't get a job, so I kicked his out.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Let's use respectful language in the courtroom, but okay, so you told him get out.
Yes.
And you broke up with him, which means he went over to Miss Fuentes.
Yes. 48 hours later.
48 hours later. So at that point, when did you tell him you were pregnant?
As soon as I found out, I was probably about 5-6 weeks pregnant. He looked at the pregnancy test and he almost started crying.
Because he was so excited.
Yes.
Do you remember this day, Mr. Pack?
Yes, I do.
And you were excited
Yes, during the time I was excited.
because you thought it was your child.
Yes, Your Honor. Somebody tells me that there's possibly it could be mine, so it's my first kid. So I'm excited to possibly have my first kid.
Understood. So, Miss Fuentes, did you know Miss Hummel was pregnant?
I did, and we actually didn't get together. He did come over to my house, and we talked about it. I actually tried to convince him to get back with her because I felt like he needed to work something out with her as far as the baby goes, because I know how it feels to not have your kids in your life or whatever it may be, and I've been through this before, you know what I mean? I have 6 kids, okay? So I tried to convince him to get back with her and work everything out, but that wasn't going away because she wanted to be too petty. So it is what it is, and he's with me now, so.
All right. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Ms. Hummel, at what point does Mr. Pack start acting like he doesn't want any parts of the pregnancy?
As soon as we broke up.
No, that's not what happened. He came to my house when they broke up. And this was, 3 days later that it happened?
Yes.
3 days later, and as we're going down the street to my friend's house, we saw her walking out of a house with another man. So he has reasonable doubt to think that this baby is not his.
The doubt didn't begin at the breakup. The doubt began when he saw her with another man.
Yes.
Your Honor, there is also another 2 guys in the beginning of the relationship before I came that lived in the vicinity where she lived at.
That is wrong. I dated one guy and we had broke up in December and we got back together in January.
That is wrong, because during January to March, we did not have no sexual at all.
Okay.
So you're saying, Mr. Pack, you didn't even have sex
And the
with Ms.
baby-
Hummel during
yes.
the window of conception?
And the baby is born in November, so that time does not add up.
We were together in the middle of January, planning to get pregnant.
I want to take some time and talk about Mr. Pack's evidence he submitted. He submitted a calendar to the court that outlines why he believes he is not Lola's biological father. So, Mr. Pack, you say that during January, February, and March, you were broken up with Miss Hummel. You had no sex with her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Lola was born November 21st. So you say, if you count back, the week of conception would have been February 23rd through February 28th, which is smack dab in the middle of the time you say you had no sex with her because you were broken up. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct.
Ms. Hummel, you're laughing at that timeline.
Yes.
Why
I
is
am.
that?
Because we got together in the middle of January. So he's telling everybody that we were together, but we weren't having sex, or we are broken up. Okay, he was at my house 6 nights out of the week.
Oh, so you're saying this entire time from January all the way till April, so you're right, that breakup came like, what, May? Around May?
Yep.
But you're saying throughout the time that he has outlined that you were broken up, you were really together.
Yes, we were.
Well, that's a big discrepancy.
Yeah.
We was together, but the whole time we slept in different rooms. We didn't talk to nobody. We didn't talk to each other barely 2 words out the day. And the job thing, that's a lie.
So you admit now you were with her, but you were sleeping in separate rooms?
She was not
Nope.
sleeping with me.
You say that's not true?
No, it's not.
And how do you know?
Because I don't believe it. I really just don't believe it. So he was trying to get a job, and when they had broke up, supposedly she kicked him out because he wouldn't get a job. That's funny. He was texting you from an interview when he was trying to get a job. So it's not like he was not trying, because he honestly to God was. So
This is all interesting testimony. It just doesn't have anything to do with paternity of Lola. Mr. Pack, you aren't doing anything?
Your Honor, I am not the father.
Are you sure you had no sex with Miss Hummel during the end of February?
Yes, Your Honor, that timeline says it right there. That's exactly how it was.
Okay.
She needs to have the real dad in here, not me.
that's
Okay.
yeah.
Miss Hummel, in this 7 months Lola has been on this earth, has Mr. Pack had any involvement with her?
Absolutely not.
Yes, he has.
Yes, I have.
That's
Has
Honor.
he seen her?
About a handful of times. I can count on one hand how many times that he's seen her.
That's a lie. She's asked us to watch the baby a couple times, and we have. I mean, he wants to find out if the baby's his, that's fine, but I don't feel like shunning the baby because of his doubts, in my opinion. But I don't think she's his, so.
Your Honor, and the DNA test is all I ever wanted, and that baby's not mine, so I'm not going to sit here and spend my time and energy and my money on a baby I don't believe that's mine.
So, Miss Hummel, what are your hopes today? What are you hoping for?
That he's gonna step up and take care of his child.
Because you know for certain this is his.
Oh yeah, 110% I know that this child, my daughter, is his. Look at her, like,
No, she's not.
There's no resemblance at all.
None.
Right there, none at all.
okay.
And what are your hopes today, Mr. Pack?
My hopes today is to prove to her that I am not the father, and she's going after the wrong guy.
So right now, before we adjourn this court, I want to get those results for Lola. So Jerome, let me have the result, please. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Hummel versus Pack, when it comes to 8-month-old Lola Hummel, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Pack, you are the father.
I told you.
You are the father.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we're going to continue,
I will.
try to work with her and try to do the same thing we were trying to do in the first place, is still try to get along with her and take care of the baby.
What are you feeling right now, Ms. Hummel?
A lot of anger, but a lot of relief. I've known it for the past 8 months, more than 8 months, since I've gotten pregnant, that he was my child's father. We were trying to get pregnant. My daughter deserves more than a revolving door as a father. So.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, we've made progress, but we're not there yet. Because we still have another paternity question that we need to get resolved. So I am ordering you, Mr. Pack, Ms. Fuentes, to undergo DNA testing as it relates to baby Anthony. And we are going to return to this courtroom for the results. And Ms. Hummel, because it has been determined that Mr. Pack is Lola's biological father, this result affects you because this could be Lola's little brother. And for that reason, I'm ordering you to return to this courtroom for those results as well. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned. Please be seated. We are reconvening in the case of Hummel versus Pack. In our last hearing, it was determined that there was a question of paternity as it related to you, Mr. Pack, and Ms. Fuentes. Before I read the results, is there anything you would like to say?
Other than me I'm pretty sure I know he's the father. I'm just hoping that after this step, we can go further in our relationship. I really do love this man.
You pretty sure?
Well, that's why we're here, so.
Did you ever tell your ex that you thought he was the biological father?
I did.
What was his reaction when you told him?
I mean, honestly, mad, because he doesn't know if it's his or not either. So in his eyes, he's mad that I have a baby with somebody else, so.
I won't make you wait a moment longer. Jerome, let's have the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. When it comes to 2-month-old Anthony Pack, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Pack, you are the father. All right, sir. 2 children. If you keep going back and forth between the 2 women, you're gonna keep making children. You all gotta find a way to break through this.